want to welcome you onto tonight's webinar. Hopefully you guys can see me now. I'm gonna somebody send me a quick message in the chat so I know that you guys can see me and hear me before I get the presentation started. Hopefully you guys can do that now. So send me a quick chat. Let's see who's talking to me. Excellent, guys. So you guys can see me and hear me, yeah? Well, guys, I wanna really welcome you guys onto tonight's webinar. This is a platform that we have every single week. Well, sorry, every other 2 weeks, should I say? A platform where we are really putting the information about Reliv in front of the masses. Reliv as a company has been changing people's lives. And so what we want to do is we want to put that information in front of as many people as we can. You're on this webinar for a couple of reasons. Either somebody's told you about the business opportunity and you want to know more. Sorry about that. Well, guys, I want to... sorry about that. Anything can happen live, so my apologies for that. So you're on the webinar for one of two reasons. Either somebody's told you about the products and you want to know more, or somebody's told you about the business opportunity and you want to see if it's something that you can do. Well, what I'm going to attempt to do in the next 45 minutes to an hour that I have you is to show you the actual potential of what we have with Reliv, what is happening to us as a company, and taking it further from there so you can get back to the person who invited you on this webinar and you can share with them what you see stood out to you the most and also what you see as a potential of you moving forward. So I'm going to very quickly get into the presentation because I'm very mindful of the time that I have with you. So I'm going to go into screen share right about now and we're going to get straight into it. So guys, hopefully by now you can see the presentation, and we're talking about Reliv International as a company. Now, like I said, you may be asking yourself one of a number of questions at the moment. How can I enjoy optimal health? Many people are struggling in their health and they've been so used to getting medicated on or the doctors telling them to do certain things that they want to now take control of their own health and say, well, how can I optimize what I'm doing? Or maybe how can I be my own boss? Again, people are in different situations, and maybe it's a case that you are wanting to take the financial freedom that you want for yourself in your own hands and not leaving it to somebody else to tell you how much you're worth and how much they're going to give you at the start or at the end of every single month. How can I improve the quality of my life or spend time as I choose? Maybe you want to make a difference in the world. You maybe got a more humanitarian outlook on life and you want to have an impact on people's lives. Or maybe it's about the family, securing your family's future or living the lifestyle of your dreams. Guys, you may be able to relate to one or more of these questions that I've just posed to you, but we truly believe that we have an answer for what people are looking for, which is not just better health, but it's also better finances as well. Now, Reliv as a company was started, it was founded based on a formula developed by this gentleman here, the white hair. His name is Dr. Theodore Kalogris. He was the longest funded scientist in the World Health Organization, but he's also the longest serving member in the World Council of Nutrition. He was a hematologist. He studied the human cell in order to understand what the human body needed to recreate healthy cells. And he went away to develop a balance of food for himself because he was in a wheelchair that the doctor said he would not be able to come out of. His journey took him over 10 years. It took him over 850 separate trial formulations of different balances of food before he was able to come up with a balance that when he did take it himself over a period of time, his body was actually empowered enough to the extent that he was able to leave that wheelchair. This is the foundation of our company. He was very much a humanitarian as well. And in his honor, there is a foundation or a charity that was started by the company called the Kalogris Foundation. To date, we're feeding over 40,000 children and people on our nutrition every single day in over 270 feeding centers that spanning over 9 countries. And we've already given over $35 million worth of product into those feeding centers. And the unique thing about the Kalogris Foundation is, unlike other charities where the majority of the money goes into administration, 98% of our money goes to the feeding centers. So again, the company takes care of a lot of the administration itself and makes sure that the majority of the money goes straight into those feeding centers. Now, Dr. Theodore lived his life by a mandate which said, be ashamed to die before you scored a victory for mankind. And that is the thing that drove him to do what he done. And we truly believe that he has scored that victory with that initial product that he created. Now, the company began with a product. The product was already having an impact on people way before Reliv was ever founded as a company. So it began with a product. Now, the couple that you see in the right-hand corner is Bob and Sandy Montgomery. They are the CEOs of the company. Now, how they got introduced to Dr. Theodore, well, their father died of cancer, mother-in-law died of heart disease. And when those two events happened, him and his wife saw a link between poor health and poor nutrition and good health and good nutrition. So they went on a more holistic way of living, looking outside of synthetic medicine to see how they could live a more healthy, active lifestyle. They came across Dr. Theodore, a health seminar, heard about his product or his formula, and decided to take it. Was actually on the product for about 5 years, getting really good results, giving it to all their family. But within that time, Bob had actually been diagnosed with a brain tumor. It wasn't cancerous, it was benign, but it had got to the stage where it needed to be removed. And the doctor said it was going to be a long, drawn-out process after his operation. But when he did have the operation, he recovered fairly quickly. And he attributed his fast recovery to the fact that over the last 5 years, his body had been prepared using this formula. So he got very excited. He approached Dr. Theodore and asked him if he would allow him to build a company based around his formula. Because Dr. Theodore was a brilliant scientist, but he was not a businessman. He did not know how to get what he had created from where he was to the wider world. But Bob Montgomery was a seasoned businessman. He retired at the age of 38, a multi-millionaire, and built his business within insurance. So he knew how to build business. So they decided on a distribution model to use, and the company was founded in 1988. Now, Bob has taken the company through the first 25 years, and the next 25 years, Bob actually handed the presidency over to his son, Ryan, who you can see at the bottom picture here. Now, Ryan is a lot like his father in regards to his qualities and his standards and so forth. And they say that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And that's exactly what's happened with Ryan, because he's a lot like his father. Both of them live their life by a motto that says, if you can help enough people get what they want in life, then you will get what you want in life. And that is the thing that really calls them and pushes them to do the things that they do. So let's meet Bob Montgomery for a second.
Hello, I'm glad you've taken this opportunity to learn more about Reliv. When my wife Sandy and I first met Dr. Theodore Kalobris, we were not looking to start a business. But after we experienced such remarkable health results with the nutritional formula that Dr. Ted had created, we knew that we had to share this discovery with the rest of the world. We sat down at our kitchen table and began to design the company that would later become Reliv. Our goal was to create the perfect company, dedicated to the highest standards of product quality, business ethics, and personal integrity. And those standards have not changed over the 2 decades now in business. In fact, they've become the driving force of our success. Reliv is now a global company helping thousands of people every day to achieve better health and personal freedom. And through the Reliv Kalobris Foundation, we're providing essential nutrition to over 40,000 underprivileged children every day in countries throughout the world. By viewing this presentation, you've taken an exciting first step. I encourage you to continue to learn more about Reliv. And the more you learn, the more you'll discover what it is that makes our products, our business, and our people so special.
So there you have it, guys. That's Bob Montgomery. And anybody who has ever met him and spoken with him, you know he's a man of integrity. And that has filtered down throughout the whole organization. So the company is a solid company. We're part of the Direct Selling Association. Basically, the Direct Selling Association is an external governing body that monitors companies that use our form of distribution to make sure we're operating ethically and to a code of conduct. We're also part of the Council for Responsible Nutrition, again, an industry watchdog, making sure that standards are being met and quality is being adhered to. We own our own manufacturing facilities, our own research and development. Basically, all of our processes we own, from how the raw materials come in, to how they're quarantined and checked, to how they're put into the cans. We own that whole process. That's why we give 100% quality assurance on every can that goes out the door. We're an international opportunity. We're in 16 countries at the moment on a global expansion. We have over 25 years of success. We're actually going to be 27 years old this year. We have a lot of accreditations that you can see a few at the bottom, like the Cologne list. That means athletes can take our product. There's no banned substances in our products. We're on the NASDAQ stock exchange. We're an open book company, publicly listed, so you can check us out. Again, there's a number of accreditations that we hold. We hold a TGA accreditation, which is one of the hardest food science accreditations to hold. And we've held that since 1995. So there's a lot of accreditations there to back up what we're saying. But why the need for supplementation? Well, there's a lot of opinions out there. There are some people that think that they don't need to supplement because they can get everything that they need from their food. There's other people that understand that you do need to supplement, but then they kind of gauge all the supplements together in the same group. Well, my first question to those people who think that you can get everything that you need from your food is, who actually told you that? Because our food today nutritionally is completely broken down if you compare it to, say, 30 years ago. And so it doesn't change the fact that our bodies need to run on nutrition, but if we're not getting the nutrition from our food, then if we're not supplementing, then we're going to fall short. And that's why it says 75% of us are falling short of nutritional requirements. 80% of cancers are dietary related. Yeah, heart disease is the #1 killer in the UK. There is such a link now between diabetes and obesity that they've had to create a new word called diobesity. You see, we can't escape the challenges that are out there, but we can take ownership of our own health by putting the right things in our body. You see, even the European Medical Association recommends a balanced daily supplement for good health. So it's not just us saying that, it's everybody. Many people within the establishment understand the need for good nutrition. So what is the Reliv difference? Well, there's a number of differences here. Bioavailability, synergism, optimum nutrient levels. I mean, these are all big words. I mean, all what bioavailability means is it's just the best way where your body can readily absorb something. You see, there is a phrase that says you are what you eat, but there's a more accurate phrase, you are what you absorb. If you cannot absorb what you're putting in your body cannot utilize it. Now, we get about 98% absorption of our product within the first 20 minutes. It's a massive amount of absorption that we get. The synergism, that's just basically how the product is put together in a compounded, balanced effect so that the body can maximize what it's doing. And so the synergism is important. Optimum nutrient levels, most people have heard of recommended daily allowances. These levels were set years ago to combat the likes of scurvy and rickets and all those kind of things. But our bodies are dealing with a lot more than they used to have to deal with. And so we're dealing with optimum nutrient levels here. And so again, your body knows what it needs and what it doesn't need, and so what it should take and what it should leave behind. And what is recommended for you may not necessarily be recommended for me because we're different. That's why we're dealing with optimum nutrient levels. And it's guaranteed quality ingredients. And like I said earlier on, we have many food accreditations, but we have preferred suppliers who have to give us a certificate of analysis that states that what they're giving us is no genetically modified stuff, all natural stuff, all good stuff. And then once it comes into our manufacturing plant, it then goes into a separate quarantine where it's checked by our scientists to verify that what is on that certificate that is actually true. So there's a lot of processes that go on. So even though we're a food science company, we operate at near pharmaceutical conditions. Now, this gentleman here with the smiley face is Dr. Carl Hastings. He is the Chief Scientific Officer at Reliv, and he's keeping us at the cutting edge with clinically proven formulas. He's a very well-respected scientist in his own right, and out of the 5,000 Chief Scientific Officers in the US, he was ranked in the top 10. Multiple US patents to his name, and just to put that into perspective, the US government have given about 15 patents on food formulas. Out of those patents, Reliv as a company, we own 9 of them, and 8 of them are down to Dr. Carl. So that's just to show you where he sits within the industry. And we're so confident in our products that even though our product lasts for 30 days, there is a 30-day, 100% money-back guarantee, even on an empty can. So let's meet Dr. Carl for a second.
At Reliv, we believe that how we make our products is just as important as what goes into them. That's why we manufacture in near pharmaceutical conditions, setting the gold standard for the nutrition industry. It all starts with selecting the best ingredients based on the latest research from the most reputable suppliers. Once an ingredient arrives at Reliv, it must have a certificate of analysis documenting that it meets Reliv standards. We then conduct our own tests for quality and purity before releasing ingredients to be used in our formulas. When all ingredients are approved, products are prepared checked and rechecked to ensure absolute accuracy. During manufacturing, our team pulls random samples for additional quality checks. After production, we release the product only after a final round of testing. Finally, we ship the product immediately upon receipt of the order. Our families take these products. We wouldn't give them anything but the best. And that's the same way we feel about everyone who takes Reliv products around the world. When it says Reliv on the can, you can be sure you're giving your body the safest, most effective nutritional supplements available today.
So you have it, guys. That's Dr. Carl. Now, your health equals your genetics and your plus your lifestyle. But what if you could influence both of them? This is where Reliv is a major player. We are the only nutritional epigenetics company on the planet today. Now, what does that mean? Well, epigenetics just means above the gene. And so we have an ingredient that is exclusive to us, which operates at that level, allowing our bodies to act in a certain way. You see, your epigenome is like a dimmer switch for life, controlling which genes are used, how they're used, and when they are used. And Lunacin, the ingredient I'm speaking about, is the first dietary ingredient to be shown to impact the body at that level to promote optimal health. It's been shown to have many benefits like cholesterol management, inflammation reduction, and a lot of the things that go on in the body is because of inflammation, antioxidant benefits, improved immunity, all kinds of different things that they're still finding out. There's been over 50+ studies done on Lunacin, and it is growing all the time. And so we're just scratching the tip of the iceberg of what Lunacin can do. But just to give you more of an overview of the science and the potential of what we have in our hands with Lunacin, here is a short video to help you to understand a little bit more.
This is the story of you. Who you are started with DNA inherited from your mum and dad. Your DNA makes up your genome, the genetic blueprint that makes you, you. Turns out there's a higher level of complexity called the epigenome. Here's how it works. As you go through life making choices, your epigenome adds genetic tags to your DNA. These tags act like a dimmer for lights, controlling which genes are used, when they are used, and how much they are used. Good lifestyle choices turn healthy genes on and unhealthy genes off. While bad choices do just the opposite.
Would you like fries with that?
With misplaced epigenetic tags leading to serious health problems. Think of it this way. Who you are is written in both pen and pencil. Things written in pen you can't change. That's DNA. But things written in pencil you can. That's epigenetics. So what if there was a simple way, proven one, to turn good genes on and bad genes off? And improve upon the genetic code your parents left to become your best possible you. And even pass on those healthy epigenetics to your kids. Meet Lunacin, the epigenetic superfood.
Lunacin is the first dietary ingredient identified to affect gene expression through an epigenetic mechanism of action. Now, Lunacin can come in, it can actually bind to the histones. And when it does that, then it allows the cellular machinery to recognize that it needs to turn on the gene. It has been shown to have numerous health benefits, and that includes immune response, even some antioxidant effects, inflammation, and general cellular health. LunaRich maximizes the amount of bioactive Lunacin found in Reliv products. You can't control the DNA you have, but you can control the genes through lifestyle choices.
With Lunacin, you can take your health to a whole new level.
So there you have it, guys. Hopefully that has given you more of an overview of what is happening in the field of epigenetics and Reliv. We have the world license for distribution of the levels of lunasin in our products. No other company has that. We are the first nutritional epigenetics company, and we are in nutritionally. We are where the equivalent to where the IT industry was just before the dot-com boom. Think about that for a second in regards to the potential of what you have in your hands. So what we're talking about here is essential nutrition, complete range of nutrients in just 2 shakes a day. Yeah, we're talking about vitamins, minerals, select herbs, phytonutrients, which is just plant nutrient, and a lot more. No animal products in here. There's no more mixing and matching of all these different vitamins and minerals and having boxes and bottles all falling out your cupboard anymore. It is nutrition made very, very simple. Yeah, that's the basic nutrition. We also have the Lunarich. Now, we've spoken about lunasin as an ingredient, and the powder within the Reliv products is Lunarich. In other words, it's rich in lunasin. But we also have another product called a Lunarich C, which is a concentrated version of lunasin. Now, taken alongside with the other products, as it says here, it boosts the benefits of all the rest of the Reliv products. But it gives you such a concentrated dose of lunasin that your body can really go to work at that epigenetic level to go away and start to influence how genes are being expressed. So it's a very, very powerful product in addition to the product line. We also have a weight management program called Slimplicity, comprehensive lifestyle plan. It's got cutting edge ingredients in there as well. It's weight loss the safe and healthy way. It helps to curb fat, promote lean muscle, speed up the metabolism, all kinds of stuff to help you to lose the weight in the healthy way. It's not a fad diet. It's a diet that gives you a lot of nutrition so that when you come off it, your body doesn't do a yo-yo effect. So it's a very powerful product as well. And then we have targeted solutions. We're talking about meeting your own needs, and we're talking about living a more healthy, active lifestyle. But the biggest message I can leave you is not the fact that you need to be sick to take these products, because you don't. The biggest message I can leave you is about prevention. Why wait for something to happen to then start trying to prevent it, or to try to deal with it, sorry, when you cannot prevent it from happening in the first place, potentially, yeah? And so we have got patented, clinically proven formulas here. We have the kids product, which has got omegas, which is brain food for the children. In fact, the kids product is the only product that is not vegetarian because of the omegas. But apart from that, it's again all the same. We have the fiber store, which has got over 10 grams of soluble and also insoluble fiber in there. Insoluble stuff helps with the digestive tract and so forth. The soluble fiber really helps with liver function. Very powerful product. In fact, we have the Energize as well, which comes in orange and lemon, which acts as a hydration vehicle, which is why we get such a high level of absorption of our products. But as a standalone product, it is a patented isotonic sports drink as well. Now, these are the suites of products that we have. The basic nutrition that everybody starts on is the now or the classic with the Energize in conjunction. You mix them together. The average order in Europe is now or classic, Energize, and fiber store, simply because of how powerful that product is. But these are the suites of products. But I can talk about these products all night. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share some stories with you of people who've had results on the product. Now, normally we like to get live people on the webinar, but because of some technical issues, we're going to have some pre-recorded stories tonight, but they're still powerful, and you'll still get an idea of what is happening with these products. So I'm just going to move across and help you to start hearing some stories.
I'm a full-time mom and a part-time librarian, and I have juvenile diabetes, also known as type 1 diabetes. I live in Paris, France. In 2009, I got very sick. I was covered with psoriasis and eczema, and in October, I was diagnosed with a brain condition called vasculitis. It's an inflammation of the blood vessel. I was deaf from the right ear. I developed tinnitus, and I had a severe headaches.
I was tired all the time. I was taking supplements because I had digestive issues. I had an immune system that wasn't working properly, and I used an air purifier all the time.
Before Reliv, I'd been sick for 27 years. Started with a compromised immune system that progressed into autoimmune disorders. And so when I started on Reliv, I couldn't walk without help. I couldn't talk properly. My hair was falling out. I was having heart palpitations. Had no feeling in my hands or down my right side. And everything I did hurt. It felt like muscle tearing from the bone.
I spent 20 years in the Air Force. I was a helicopter flight mechanic. and during that time I made 2 trips to Vietnam, and I brought back Agent Orange cluster headaches. They were diagnosed by the VA, and they gave me pills and told me to go away, and I've done that for 30 years.
My diabetes was very poorly controlled, so I was on an insulin pump, which is basically a device that goes into my stomach via Canada. And I have tried many remedies, as I also suffer from underactive thyroid and a couple of other health problems. I've tried Chinese herbs, acupuncture, but never actually found any. About 6 months ago, a friend of mine introduced me to Reliv, and within 2 days of taking the product, I noticed a significant change in my blood sugars. It stabilized, and a week later, the fatigue issues that I was struggling with wavered and they were gone. That encouraged us to join the business as we were over the moon with my health results. So for me, I'm always grateful to Reliv as it's given me a new peace of life. I was taking all kind of medication, antidepressant, sleeping pills, anti-inflammatories. I was not doing well. The doctors didn't know what to do with me. I started on this nutrition, and in February 2010, it was very progressive. But today, I got my health back. My skin is 98% symptom-free of psoriasis and eczema. I got my hearing back on my right ear. I don't have any more headaches. I feel great. So
within 3 months on these products, I had help with headaches. I had help with the digestive issues. Need the air purifier anymore. Haven't used it in 8 years. I have 4 children today. Had one 6 months ago, and you could not take these products.
The doctor said there was nothing they could do for me, and that I'd be in a wheelchair by the time I was 45 to 50 in bedridden at some point. I started on Reliv. I had no hope to ever have a quality of life again, and in 3 months, I was pain-free for the first time in 17 years. I had no memory of what it felt like to have a pain-free day, and I was healthier than I'd been in 27 years. And I even lost 40 pounds with the help of Simplicity. So I love my Reliv shakes, and I could never be without it.
9.5 years ago, Reliv came into our lives. So I said, okay, lady, I'm going to give you a challenge. I'm going to give you 4 months and try what I want to do. So in that first 4 months, I did have 4 more headaches, but they weren't as bad as they were for 30 years. Now I've been on the products 9.5 years, and I ain't had a headache in like 8.5 years. It's pretty awesome.
So there you have it, guys. So the products do work. So we can be talking about it all night, but how are these products helping people? Where you just heard a few stories, and there are thousands and thousands of stories from all around the world of people that are benefiting on these products. Now, we don't say that our products will prevent or cure any specific condition. That's not what we're saying at all. But what we do say is if you give your body the right fuel, then your body, through its own physiology, does have the ability to fix itself. And so that is the power behind what we're talking about. The power behind what we're talking about is the physiology of your own body, boosted by the products that we put in. So what I'm going to do now is share with you what can happen to somebody once they see Reliv as a vehicle to take back their finances. Because I truly believe that the second half of the presentation is just as relevant as the front half. And the reason why I say that is because how many of you know somebody who is sick that will still go to work? Many people do that because they still have got basically to pay the bills. They still have got to make sure there's food on the table and everything like that. And so we truly believe that this second half is really relevant because we're talking about the wellness industry. Now, the wellness industry isn't just people who are sick trying to get better. The wellness industry is also people who are healthy and they're trying to stay that way. Just think about it. In the last 10 years, how many healthy living programs, Chinese medicine, holistic living, all these type of alternative things that have sprung up? It's simply because of the growth of the wellness industry. And so we're also talking about direct sales. Now, whether or not you understand it or not, you've probably already at some point been involved in direct sales. Because if you've ever recommended a good book or maybe a restaurant or a movie to anybody and somebody has bought that based on your recommendation, then you've been involved in the industry. The only difference is you didn't get paid. So we know that if you can get involved with a strong company, with a strong product or service within these two growing industries, then you can maximize what you're doing. And that's why we believe it's a business that anybody can do. And it's the answer for what people are looking for today, which is not just better health, but also better finances as well. Now, Over the years, the leaders in Reliv have understood what works and what doesn't work, and have come up with a system of doing things. It's just a systematic way of building your business. Yeah. So it's not something that we're shooting from the hip and hope works. It's something that we know works. It's a systematic approach. You're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. It's just how we do the business. In fact, if you try to do this business by yourself, the only thing I can guarantee you is frustration, because it's not designed for you to do by yourself. It's designed for you to do with a lot of help and support. And so it's a proven business model. Like I said, it's not something that we're hoping works. It's something that we know works. It's proven. It's an established path to your success. How many of you would go on a journey and you don't know where you're going, and you'd either have with you a map or a sat nav with you, or at least you would have a compass with you? You want to make sure that you're not going to get lost. And that's exactly what we have with Reliv. Just as long as you stay on the path of the Reliv system, then you will be successful. If you veer away from the Reliv system, then you cannot complain when you do not make a success out of this, because it was established for you. This is truly a business that anybody can do. The only limitations is you need to be 18 years old to come into the business. But we have people in the business who are 18, we have people in the business who are 98, and everything in between. My personal mentors in this business are 79 years old, making between 50 and 70,000 a month. So age is no restriction. Gender is no restriction either. Nobody's going to pay you any less because you're a woman, or any more because I'm a man. Yeah. Skin color is no restriction. Educational level, again, all these things are irrelevant. There are 4 qualities that you need to be successful in this business, and that is, you need to have a good work ethic. You need to have a strong desire for helping people. You need to have a passion for changing your own financial situation, and you need to be teachable. Just as long as you have those 4 qualities, there's nothing stopping you from building this business. So how do we actually get paid with the business? Well, there are 5 different ways in which we get paid, and I'm going to go through each one of them in turn. And I'll start off with the retail profit. This is the first way. Now, we understand about retail because we go into shops every day. The shop owner put their put their retail markup on a product that they bought at a wholesale price, sold it to us, and made their profit. Well, in the same way, anybody can come on board this business anywhere between 20 and 40%. It is completely up to the individual where they come on board. Now, if I said to you on this webinar, I will pay you £20 an hour, or for the same work and effort, I'm going to pay you £40 an hour, I am sure the majority of the people on this webinar would want to choose £40, because most people want to get paid the most amount of money for their time commitment. So what I'm going to do for the sake of this webinar is just deal with things at the 40% level, so you can show you how you're maximizing what you're doing. So here you are, 40% level. Let's say you share £100 worth of product with either a friend, neighbor, or a relative. Now, you're not limited to these people. You can share it with whoever you want to share it with. But if these products are as good as we say they are, it's only natural to want to share it with people that you love and care about. In fact, I would go as far as to say is, if you heard really good stories, like maybe diabetes, for instance, and you knew somebody in your centers of influence who had diabetes, and you didn't want to tell them about this, this would kind of speak more of your character than anything else, because most people want to share good news. Yeah. So let's say you share £100 of a product with either one of those guys. At the 40% level, you're going to make £40 profit straight away. Now, notice what I said here. I said share the product, not sell the product. Now, I'm not playing around with words. Obviously, I'm very aware that when a product leaves person A to person B, it's being sold. But the reality is we are sharing information every single day. And just to show you what I mean, let me draw you back to the example that I gave you earlier on. How many of you on this webinar have at some point in your life told somebody about a good book, a good movie, or a good restaurant? Yeah. Think about it for a second. We've all done it. Every day we're sharing information, and every single day companies are getting paid because of our information sharing. So the only difference between that and this is when you share information about Reliv and it's based on a personal experience, and then somebody decides to buy the products, then you get paid. That is the first way we get paid. Everybody's a potential customer, because everybody from the very small child to the very aged person needs these products. Second way we get paid is called wholesale profit. Now, what's going to happen is some of these people you've been sharing with, some of them are going to stay on the product because they're getting excellent results, but they have no interest in the business whatsoever. It's just how they're wired. Not everybody is wired to be an entrepreneur. But some other people are going to want to join you in the business because, number one, they have a passion for helping people, or number two, they have a strong desire for changing their financial situation. Now, not everybody's going to join you at the 40% level because that's a business investment. It's known as master affiliate. And so not everybody sees the business reason to invest at that level straight away, even though many people do that, because from a business point of view, that is the best place to come on board. But not everybody does. So let's say they come on board at the next level down, which is known as fast start. This is where you're at the 25% profit level. Yeah, this is, and so basically every single time when they share £100 worth of a product, they're going to get £25. But the company always gives out 40% on everything that goes out the door. So the company understands, here you are at the 40% level, your new business partner is at the 25% level. There is a 15% difference between the two of you, so that 15% will go to you. You see, it's always the difference between your profit level and the profit level of your business partners. Now, remember, they chose at what level to come on board the business, but the company always gives that 40%. So what they're going to want to do now is get from 25% to 40% as quickly as they can, because they're literally missing out on potential income. Now, this is where the Reliv system comes into play. And the easiest way I can help you to understand the Reliv system is to give you a quick analogy. You imagine I'm standing in front of a minefield. I'm following somebody that hasn't blown up. So just as long as I don't hear bang, I know that I'm safe. Then I say to you, okay, I'm going to take you through this minefield. So when I say left, you go left. And when I say right, you go right. If you follow what I'm saying to you, then both me and you, we're going to get through this thing together. If you decide to do your own thing, then eventually I'm going to hear bang because you don't know where the mines are. You're going to step on one. That's the easiest way I can help you to understand the strength of the system. It's got 7 elements to it. Each element is designed to make you money. So what you're going to do is you're going to start mentoring your new business partner into that system. And the only reason why you could do that is because you would have been mentored yourself. But then what happens is they start getting more customers. They also start sponsoring more distributors, and sponsoring increases volumes, and volumes increase profit. So they start climbing up the various profit levels until they get to 40%. Now, once they're at 40%, they're at the same profit level as you. Now, 40 minus 40 is 0. So there's no more wholesale profit for you. But that's not a negative. It's actually positive. You actually want to mentor your new business partner so you're no longer getting their wholesale. Because once you've done that, you've created somebody at the top profit level who's happy because they're making money, so they're going to continue to build their business. But when they continue to build their business, this opens up a third avenue of income for you. And this is called override income or residual income. This is the income that you want to create, because this is the income that will pay you for the rest of your life. This is the income that is willable to your children. This is a legacy income we are talking about here. So let me show you what I mean. Here you are again at the top profit level. Let's say that the person who you mentored into the business was called Susan. Now, the reality of Susan being at the top profit level would be Susan and her group doing about £2,000 worth of business. Now, notice what I said here. I said Susan and her group. I did not say Susan by herself. So let me show you where the £2,000 is coming from. That means any personal purchases that Susan does, any customers that Susan has, any distributors that Susan has who are not already at the top profit level, any of their customers and distributors, all of that activity adds up to the £2,000. So as you can imagine, with a small group of people working, £2,000 is not a big figure to hit. But the company understands that Susan would not have got there without you. They also understand that you're going to continue to work with Susan. So after company profits, they're going to pay you 8% of that £2,000, which is £160 residual recurring income. Susan goes away, speaks to Jim. Maybe Jim's over in America, gets excellent results on the product, starts taking the product, goes to a few meetings. And so £2,000 going through Jim's organization, because he decides to go to that top profit level as well. 6% in the UK you're going to get, which is £120. Jim goes away, speaks to Wendy over in Australia. The system's in Australia as well. Guys, I want you to understand the power of a system. And the easiest way to help you to understand the power of a system is to give you another example of McDonald's, for instance. McDonald's is one of the largest corporates on the planet. But do you know what the average age of the person who runs McDonald's is? About 18 years old. How can 18-year-olds run one of the largest corporates on the planet? It's because McDonald's has a system. Anywhere in the world you go to McDonald's, you're going to see the same thing. The Big Mac's going to get cooked the same way. They're going to have the clamp that comes down on the meat. The red lights are going to come on to salt the burgers, to flip the burgers, the golden arches. Everything is the same. That means you could take somebody from the UK, you could bring them over to Singapore, and they could work a shift in McDonald's. Well, that's exactly what Wendy does over in Australia. She just plugs into the system in Australia. £2,000 go through Wendy's organisation in the UK, you're going to get 4% of that, which is £80. Maria in Mexico, 3%, £60, and finally Bill. Bill may be back in the UK. So what's happened is from the comfort of your home, your business has gone international, it's traveled all around the world, and it's come right back home. And the company is now going to give you 2% of that £2,000, which is £40. So now look, just for you mentoring one person, that person going away and mentoring their own person, you've created a residual recurring income of £460 on a monthly basis. Now, obviously I appreciate £460 is not a retirement income, but what it is a residual income. What most people earn is called a linear income. In other words, you're trading your time for somebody else's money. You see, it doesn't matter whether or not you're a doctor, a lawyer, a consultant, an accountant, or whether or not you're just stacking shelves in your local supermarket. If you're trading your time for somebody else's money, that's a linear income. And the biggest problem with that kind of income is if you can't trade the time no more for whatever reason, whether or not it's sickness or you just want the time off or whatever it is, you will not get paid. Yeah. So if you could create £460 by mentoring one person and you wanted to create more money for yourself, obviously the more logical thing you're going to do is go away and mentor more people. So let me show you the power of multiplication. Here you are again. Now, instead of you just mentoring one person, now you mentor 3, and you're not limited to 3. You can mentor as many people as you like. Now, guys, this is just a mathematical formula of the power of 3. And it shouldn't surprise you that we're dealing with maths, because everything in life is maths. Yeah, me plus my wife equal my kids. It's maths. So it's not the mathematical formula that's the issue. It's the empowerment, the training, the development that goes on with the individuals within that structure. So instead of just 2,000 now, you've got 6,000. Yeah, the company's still going to give you 8% of that, but now that's £480. Now, because you went away and you found 3 leaders by plugging it into the Reliv system, notice what I said here. I said find 3 leaders. I didn't just say recruit 3 people. Yeah, but because you found 3 leaders, they're going to go away, plug into the system, and eventually find their own 3 leaders as well. Yeah, now we don't know how quickly or long that's going to happen. It depends on their work rate and their effort and their desire to succeed. Yeah, but that means on your second level, you will have 9 people. But now 18,000 is going for your organization. 6% of that is £1,080. Now I'm going to stop here for 1 second, because all you've done so far is you've mentored 3 leaders. All they've done so far, mentored their own 3 leaders, but already you've created over £1,500 of residual income. I want to show you how quickly that can develop as you're developing leaders. Yeah, but what I'm showing you here is a realistic 5-year plan. This is not some kind of get-rich-quick scheme. This is a business that will pay you for the rest of your life if you build it correctly, because you have to build it. Yeah, but let's say it took you 1 year to find 3 serious people that want to change their life. And I'm not saying it's going to take you that long. I'm just saying let's say it does, because you'll show this business to some people. They will tell you that they're serious. They'll tell you they're all excited when they see how much money they can make. They'll join you in the business. But when the reality of what they need to do hits them, they don't do anything. But then you show it to some other people who are at the stage of life where they're just sick and tired of always being sick and tired. And they say, I'm ready to do something significant with my life, but I don't know what I'm doing. So you need to show me what to do, where to do it, when to do it, and how to do it. I'm not going to give you any excuses. I'm just going to get things done. I'll tell you now, guys, those people make a lot of money with Reliv. So if it took you 1 year to find 3 serious people like that, and it took them 1 year to find their own 3 serious people, going down 5 years, you would have 243 people in your team at the top profit level building a business. But let me take you through this process for a second, because on your 3rd level, 27 people. But now 54,000 is going for your organization. At 4% of that is £2,160. 4th level, 81 people. How many of you on this webinar could physically mentor and train 81 people by yourself? I'm sure you can't. It's a lot of work, that is. Yeah. But how many of you could mentor 3 people? Think about it for a second. If you could mentor 3 people, don't you think it would be a little bit arrogant of you to think that you could mentor those 3 people, but those 3 people using the same system you are using couldn't mentor their own 3 people as well? Guys, that would be pretty arrogant. But for that reason alone, you'd have 81 people in your business. Now 162,000 is going for your organization. 3% of that, £4,860. Yeah. On your 5th level, not only would you have 243 people in your team, not only would your business be producing 486,000 on that level alone, and the company be giving you 2% of that, which is £9,720. But if these products are as good as we say they are, how many families and individuals do you think you're impacting in a positive way when you've got that much product going through your organization? Indirectly, guys, you are helping thousands and thousands of people, yeah? But these figures here, what I'm showing you, they don't replace each other. They're actually accumulative. So within a 5-year period, there's a potential monthly income here of £18,300. Now, normally when you show that to people who are not used to earning that kind of money, the first thing they say is like, yeah, right. They find it hard to believe that. And unfortunately, the reason why most people find it hard to believe that is because most people have been conditioned to fail. And what I mean by that is we've been schooled from a very early age that you go to school, you get a good education, you get a good job with benefits, you work the job till you're 65, you retire, then you get your pension. So if you're speaking to somebody with that mindset and you're telling them about 18,000 on a monthly basis, they're not going to see how that is possible, because to them, 18,000 is close to a yearly salary. But guys, you need to have a paradigm shift in the way you think. You have to think differently in order for you to get different results. You see, an entrepreneur will never put an income cap on their potential. They leave that for people who class themselves as employees. Yeah, an entrepreneur knows that their income will grow as their effort grows, and it will continue to grow. So we have to start thinking differently, thinking outside of the box, so you don't put yourself in prison in your mind. But this figure, let's say, I know it's a kind of a hard figure to comprehend, so let's break it down a little bit. Let's say, for whatever reason, only 50% of this activity works within 5 years. Well, you're still looking at over £9,000 a month in 5 years' time. Let's say 75% of it doesn't work. You're still looking at over £4,000 a month of residual income, yeah, in 5 years' time. So the question is, what is it that you're doing now that could potentially pay you a worst case scenario of £4,000 a month in 5 years' time? Think about it. That's just the third way we get paid. Fourth way we get paid is called cash bonuses and trips and the Star Director bonus program. Now, the company are very big on giving people away cash bonuses and international travel, for instance. I know people that have been on like 40 plus trips with this company. One lady I know been on 90 trips with this company. When they send you away, they send you a 5-star. They treat you very, very well. My wife, myself, we've had the privilege of going around international travel with the company. So I can tell you from first-hand experience, they treat you very well. Again, they're also big on cash bonuses. In my second month in this business, I had a cash bonus of £300. I have a lady in my organization in the 4th month in the business, she had a cash bonus of £2,000. I have another lady, 2nd month in the business, cash bonus of £1,000, 3rd month, cash bonus of £2,000. This same lady said to me when I first told her about the business, how can she do this? Because English is not her first language. She's originally from a place called Burma. But yet in her, basically in November of 2012, she got #1 in Europe for that month, got a cash bonus of £4,000. And it's not limited to women. I have a gentleman called Samuel in my organization in his 2nd month in this business, cash bonus of £2,000. Yeah, the reason why I'm mentioning those figures to you is because that month they were the ones getting the cash bonus, not me. So this is not somebody at the top making all the money while someone at the bottom is doing all the work. This is the person who's the most productive, is going to make the most amount of money. And isn't that how it should be? That's the most fair structure to have. But where it gets really interesting though is this Star Director bonus. Because what the company says is when you've mentored 6 people to that top profit level, the 8% will turn to 9%, the 6 will turn to 7, 4 to 5, 3 to 4, and 2 to 3. Then they say when you've mentored 6 people to the top profit level, they're going to add another percentage going all the way down. And finally, when you've mentored 10 people to the top profit level, they will add another % going all the way down. Now I want you to look at this figure here, £9,720. How much would that figure change when instead of you getting 2% of 486,000, you're now getting 5%? Guys, that figure there turns to £24,300. You could literally triple your income just on the Star Director bonus program by itself. But that's only the 4th way we get paid. Final way we get paid is called the Ambassador program. Now, the reason why the company came up with the Ambassador program was because people were building checks to 10, 20, 30, 40 plus 50,000 a month. And the company didn't want people to retire simply because of the level of income that they were making. They wanted the people to stick around to raise up the upcoming distributors. So they came up with the Ambassador program. So as an ambassador, any one of those countries where there are distributors that need to be mentored and trained, the company will fly you out to that country, pay for you to do the training, pay for your flight, your accommodation, all your expenses, and they will fly you back home. You see, they understand that you have the ability to do it because you've done it, and they want to pay you for your knowledge. There's also more special events and more recognition, more cash bonuses. You're part of a global profit pool at this point. There's a car allowance program in there, a jewelry program incorporating Rolex watches and rings and bracelets and all kinds of nice stuff like that, a health insurance program. It's quite a lucrative program in itself. But what I really want you guys to understand is this company truly believe in a principle known as sowing and reaping. You see, they understand that if they invest in individuals' lives, not only are those individuals going to grow, but the company overall is going to continue to prosper as well. So they will pay you for your knowledge. Now, this is the second to last slide. But before I talk about this slide, because this is very much a personal slide, I just want to share a couple of business stories with you as well. So are people making money with the company? Well, let's see from a business point of view. I'll share some stories with you right now.
Hi, my name is Stella. I'm a mother of 4, and my background is in hairdressing. After having great results on this product, I decided to join the business. I attended a meeting just like what we have now, and I had a lot of stories, so I was really intrigued. I joined the business at the top profits level. I began working faithfully with my upline. I'll be sharing this product with many of my customers, and now I regularly make money every month. And as a result of working with my upline, they saw how I put the effort into it. So last year I was invited to come to, I went to Miami, the company paid for me to go to Miami, Costa Rica. We also went to the conference in Paris, and I'm really, really excited. So I'll always build this business.
Hi, my name is Nadia. Right now I'm 34 years old and I love to be in Reliv. I want to share what Reliv does in our life. We had a lot of tremendous trouble at the healthy area in our family, and Reliv really helped us. We had great results. And that's the reason why I couldn't stop talking about that stuff. It was like little butterflies in my belly. I had to talk about that. First of all, I only reserved half an hour a day because we had 2 little children. And well, I thought, let's give it a chance. After 1 year roundabout, I earned 1,500 euros with Reliv. And that's the point where my husband was getting very excited and very interested in what I'm doing the whole day.
We decided to give Reliv a chance in our life to work together, do it as a family project. And you know, when you work together, it's much more fun and it's better. So 5 more months doing together the business, not full time. We still had our boys. I still have my own small business. We reached a level which allowed us to live only from what Reliv was paying us. So this is 2.5 years ago now. Now it means for us we have a very good lifestyle. There's enough money left at the end of the month that sometimes we can save more money than before we were earning. So this is something very special for me as a man of numbers and the family dad too. We can do it together. We can homeschool our boy because we have the time freedom too. Yeah, and we love what we are doing. It touches you when you reach people and you help people financially in a health way to live better. This is something we enjoy.
What's the highest level? What's the highest volume been to today?
We had several months with more than 9,000 euros. So in Austria, this is a good one.
Hi, my name is Farid Mohammed from Coventry. I'm father of 2. My profession is a technician. I joined Reliv about 17 months ago. The reason why I joined because of my health. After I got good result from the health, I decided to do on the high profit level of the business. So now my business is international, and my highest income with this company is over £4,600, including bonuses. And we won a lot of holidays, local and international. For that reason, I continue to do Reliv business.
In our 3rd month, we had 60 customers and 54 distributors, and 9 of them made the decision to join Reliv as real business partners on the master affiliate level. So after 3 months in the business, my dream came true. We won a Caribbean cruise. I didn't know the company at that time, and I met all the nice people on the cruise ship, and also one couple from our distributors joined us on that cruise. And in our first year, we had an income over 40,000 euros. And after 1 year, we hit the level ambassador.
And the highest month was 11,000 euro.
Hi everybody, my name is Susan, and 5 years ago somebody introduced me to Reliv. I was very, very excited when this happened because I was a full-time university student, a single mother of 6 children, and I had a part-time job and I couldn't make ends meet. So I started doing my business very, very part-time initially, just 2 hours a day, Monday to Friday. I used the system to build my business. I went to the meetings, I did all the things that my sponsor told me that I needed to do. And within 3 months, I'd made over £3,000, which was quite shocking to me, but very, very exciting. I continued to build my business 2 hours a day, every day. I continued this for over 2 years, and my income increased significantly. I won bonuses, I won holidays. My income went to over £1,500 a month. And then by my 3rd year in the business, my income went to £3,500 a month. And I became totally full-time in the business. Today, 5 years later, I'm still here. I'm an ambassador with the company now and helping other people to do exactly what I've done. And my highest income to date so far is just over £6,500. I love this business.
And I am living in Ireland at the moment. Actually, this is my very first conference to be at this time of the year. I'm normally down in New Zealand for the summer. So I'm very happy to be here today. I was introduced to Reliv just on 20 years ago. This is my 20th year. I got phenomenal results on the product. Wasn't interested in the business. I had no knowledge of this target marketing, network marketing, and I had no degrees in any type of marketing at all. All I knew was that I had a product that worked, and I wanted to share it with people and help people. At that time also, there always seemed to be more money than money. I was averaging in my income 2,000 a month. So in my first month in Reliv, when I had an extra 600 in my pocket, I was very excited about that. Every single month after that, my income grew. So after 2.5 years of replacing my income, I resigned from my full-time pensioner job with the post office. And I had so much fun after that, sharing Reliv with people, and the following 3 years, I built my income to 9,000 a month.
Hi, my name is Ezra. I'm a student by profession. My mom is a nurse by profession. Before we leave, we kind of get very into, to be honest, and can be like a very supporting people with business because in our first month actually working in the business, we received the bonus, the 250 bonus. Following on the next month, after understanding the business more and the system working with my upline, we developed the business and we developed a key director. We earned almost 2,000 including bonus. This was in our second month. We also won a lovely holiday to Paris, which is amazing. And we continued on. We developed again the business to a level called senior director within just a few months. Again, we won a couple of holidays. Within a year of just working in this business, and we developed to a level called master director. Our highest amount in the business to date has been £5,000, which is amazing. When you're a student, then you earn this percent. Keep developing to the ambassador level soon.
So there you have it, guys. The products do work and the business does work. And what I love about that video is there's so many different types of people from different backgrounds, and so there's no specific mold of person that says this person has to be successful and this person doesn't. Anybody who puts the work in, has a good work ethic, is teachable, can build a business, and also has a passion for helping people. Now, this is a personal slide. It says experiencing life on your own terms. Only you know whether or not you're experiencing life on your own terms or not. I know that if you're working a job 9 to 5, at least Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, you're experiencing life on somebody else's terms, because they're telling you when to come in and when to go and how many holidays you can have and how many sick days you can have. Like your body can tell you after 6 days you can't get sick for the rest of the year, but that's what they're telling you. Yeah, this is not experiencing life on your own terms. But there are many people that want more out of life than what they're getting at the moment. Many people are living unfulfilled dreams. There is a statement that says many people die at 25 but don't get buried till they're 65, simply because they're living life, but they're not fulfilling their goal. They're not fulfilling their life journey. But you have to know where you're at. Are you fulfilling your life? Are you living your dream, or are you just paying your bills? Many people have to ask themselves that question. Because if you talk to a little child and you ask them about their goals when they're older, they'll tell you some really big dreams, that they want to be an astronaut or a pilot or a brain surgeon or something big. But then if you track that child as it's growing up and it goes through all the challenges in life, all the challenges start beating that child down, so it turns into teenager and adulthood, and then they get beat down to the left and beat to the right, and then they get so used to getting beat down that they just accept it, that is how life is. And then you have the other people that speak into that child or that adult's life, telling them they're not going to achieve, they can't do this, they pigeonhole them in a little box, and then people then start believing somebody else's argument about themselves. Yeah. And so what they do is they go into survival mode. They're just surviving, they're living. The money comes in, then the money goes out, then it comes in again and it goes out again. And then, as one of the persons said in the video of the business opportunities, there's more month than there is money in some cases. Yeah. And so they just say, listen, I just need to survive. So they just go into that system 9 to 5. Worst time of the week is a Monday morning because they got work the whole week. Best time of the week is a Friday afternoon because they've got the whole weekend to look forward to. And then coming towards the end of the weekend, the most depressing time of the week is a Sunday evening because they got work on Monday morning. And they're doing that week in and week out, year in and year out. Work the job till they're 65, retire, get the pension. Then they realize they can't actually survive on their pension. So then they have to get a part-time job to supplement their pension. I mean, you tell me, does life have to be like that? I personally don't think it has to be like that. But you are where you are today because of the choices that you made up until this point. And wherever you're going to be 5 years from now, it's going to be because of the choices that you make from this point. You see, there are 3 types of people that will see this presentation. First type of person says, the products sound really good, but the business is just not for me. And if that is where you're at, that's absolutely fine, because everybody has the right to make that choice. But I'm sure that most people would agree with me when I say most people either want to look younger, live longer, or be healthier. So the product is very relevant. I mean, worst case scenario, you get your money back. Best case scenario, you take something that's going to impact your life. Or you may be on this webinar thinking about 4 or 5 people you know needs these products. Well, if that's where you're at, you want to may want to consider distributor. You get enough product for about 4 people. You can take a set yourself, which is important. You need to be a product of the product, and then you can share the other 3 sets and start making some money. Or you didn't know what to expect coming on this webinar, but somebody invited you on the webinar. You decided to take a look, and you've heard something that you may see as a way out. You may see the potential in what you've seen tonight, and you say to yourself, I'm sick and tired of being overworked and underappreciated. I'm sick and tired of doing a job that, yeah, I may like, but it's not giving me the monetary reward that I need. Or maybe somebody else is getting recognition for all your labor. So you come here and you say, well, I'm ready to do this. I've got a good work ethic. I know that it's going to take effort on my part, and I'm ready to do it. But I also have a passion for helping people. But I also want to maximize what I'm doing for my time. If that is where you're at, without a shadow of a doubt, you need to look at Master Affiliate. That's when you open all 5 avenues of income for yourself, all the international travel, all the cash bonuses. They're only available to somebody once they're at that top profit level. But any decision to join Reliv is a good one. So in the next couple of minutes, I'm just going to take you through what it takes to come on board, and then you can get back to the person who invited you on this webinar, and you can tell them where you see yourself fitting in this whole scenario. Because there are 3 entry points into the business: a top level, middle level, and a bottom level. Top level, like I mentioned before, is known as Master Affiliate. Now, wherever a person comes on board the business, their focus should be to get to that top profit level as quickly as they can. Now, you can either build up to the Master Affiliate level, or you can invest straight away at the Master Affiliate level. And if somebody wanted to invest straight away at the Master Affiliate level, that is a business investment of £2,795. Now, most people who are going to do that, they're going to stick it on some kind of vehicle, like a Visa, MasterCard, or some kind of business loan of some sort. Now, normally when you mention that to people who are not used to doing business, the first thing that pops into their head is, uh-oh, debt. And the reason why most people think that way is because, unfortunately, most people have been conditioned to get into debt using credit. So if you look and see what the average person spends their credit on, you'll see cars or computer equipment or maybe a plasma screen or a holiday of some sort. All these things that are designed to lose you money. The only people that are winning in those scenarios are the credit card companies because of compounded interest. But there is a big difference between a good debt and a bad debt. Let me show you what I mean. Let's say you buy a house for £180,000. Effectively, what you've done is you put yourself in £180,000 worth of debt over 25 years because of a mortgage. But let's say you sell that house 2 years down the line and you sold it for £240,000. You'd actually made £60,000 on a £180,000 debt. That means that was a good debt. Buy a car for £17,000, try and sell it 2 years down the line. Guys, you'll be lucky if you get £9 grand for it. Cars are bad debts all day long. You just lost £8,000 on that investment. Well, it wasn't an investment, it was a liability. If you're gonna use credit, make sure the credit makes you money and not loses you money. The reason why the master affiliate order is classed as a good debt is because built into the master affiliate order is a retail profit of £1,278. The reason why it's more fluid to stick it on a card is because most of those card companies are going to give you an interest-free period of anywhere between 12 to 15 months before they charge you any interest at all. They're also going to give you something that's known as a gardening period. It's basically just a period of time before you have to make your first payment, normally between 30 to 60 days. So if somebody is serious, and I would only encourage somebody to do this if they were serious. This is not for somebody who's looking for a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not for somebody who doesn't have a passion for helping people and can't follow instructions. This is for the person who wants to maximize what they're doing but knows how to follow a simple system and eventually make a lot of money, do a lot of travel, and make a lot of friends. It's for you, yeah? Because we would work with you to an 8-week plan. Because within 8 weeks, you could be in a position where you've paid off that money, made your profit even before you've had to make your first payment because of the 30 to 60 days. So all you really did do is use somebody else's money to get you where you needed to be, which is what business people do all the time. Business people understand about other people's money, yeah? Now, the reason, let's say it took longer than the 8 weeks, your business would still always pay for itself from day one, because those same card companies say that the minimum monthly payment is anywhere between 2.5 to 3% of the outstanding balance. So on that master affiliate order, you're looking at about £84 a month. But everybody who starts on our product starts on the same basic nutrition, classic or now with the Energize, delivered to their door, £64. So basically, when you got your first 2 customers, that's £128, which is more than the £84 you'd have to pay back. Now think about this for a second. If you are going to be a serious business builder, and I would hope that you're going to be a serious business builder if you're going to invest at a master affiliate level, but if you are going to be a serious business builder, you are going to have more than 2 customers. So your business would always pay for itself from day one, yeah? But the company don't leave it like that either. The company say for whatever reason, within 12 months, a person wants to leave the business, the company will buy back the investment at 90% on any unopened product. The 10% is just a restocking fee. So there's a very minimum risk, even if somebody decides that they're going to invest at the top profit level, yeah? From a momentum point of view, it makes more sense because, like I said, we work as teams, and we're gonna be speaking to people with you, for you. Some of these people are going to buy product from you straight away. Some of these people are going to join you in the business straight away. Some of these people are going to say, I need to do my research and my due diligence. Some of these people are going to turn around and say it's not for them. So let's say in your second month in this business, because of all the activity we've been doing together, let's say 4 people decide to join you in the business at the master affiliate level. Well, basically, because of the level of volume going through your business in your second month alone, the company will potentially kick over a bonus check to you of anywhere between £500 to £2,000. That is only available to you at the top profit level. That's why I said you're maximizing what you're doing for your time commitment when you do that. But not everybody comes on board at that level. So let's say you come on board at the next level down, fast start. 25% profit level, anywhere between £195 to £200. You get enough product for about 4 people. Again, take a set yourself and share the other 3. You still get the same 90% buyback for 12 months. So think about that for a second. Yeah, within 12 months, if you can't sell those 4 sets of product with all of the support and all the training that you're going to get, the company will just buy them back. You will never ever be in a position where you're stuck with product that you just can't sell. We still work with you to the same 8-week plan, but now the focus is to get you from 25% to 40% because you're not maximizing what you're doing at 25%, and we want you to maximize what you're doing so that when your friends and family say to you, what did you do and how quickly did you do it, you've got something strong to say to them. Yeah, it's about your business story. Yeah. So again, very minimum risk with that level. And then the final entry point is where you're at the normal retail distributor level. It's not the smartest move to make from a business point of view. Reason why I say that, 20% level, you don't get any product. It's £28, yeah? But if you wanted to get to the next level up, you'd have to do £350 worth of business volume in 1 calendar month, which would move you from the 20% level to the 25% level, yeah? But the thing is, if you came on board as a fast start, you'd already be at that 25% level for between 195 to 200 pounds. So you're literally saving yourself over 100 pounds by coming on board as a fast start rather than coming on board at the bottom. And that's why I said, from a business point of view, probably not the smartest move to make, but I do have to mention it because it is an entry point into the business. So guys, there you have it, guys. So let me just stop screen share for a minute. Stop. There you have it. This is the whole presentation, guys. What I've just shown you is the whole presentation. This is what we have with Reliv at the moment. Reliv is taking this whole place by storm, guys. And we are in a position where we can have a massive impact on people's lives. And so you want to get back to the person who invited you on this webinar tonight, and so they can show you how you can move forward with this. Because guys, if you have a passion for helping people, if you have a strong desire for changing your own situation, you're going to be in a strong position to help a lot of people with this opportunity. Like I said in the presentation, not everybody is wired to be an entrepreneur. If everybody was wired to be an entrepreneur, there'd be nobody serving us in McDonald's or Tesco or wherever we do our shopping. But if you are on this webinar tonight and you've seen something that you can see that can change, potentially change your life and potentially change the lives of the people around you, you need to get back to the person who invited you on this webinar as soon as you finish. Don't even wait. Don't wait till tomorrow. Yeah, don't wait to you know something. When you see something, act straight away. Get back to them and tell them where you see yourself coming on board. If you decide you want to work with us as a team, we work as a team. I look forward to working with you. We're known as team visionaries. We're there. We work together. We support each other, and we build together. And so if you want to be part of that, I look forward to working with you. So we're going to have another webinar business opportunity presentation in 2 weeks' time. Next week is going to be a live meeting in the areas where they have live meetings. So if you don't know where they are, get back to the person who invited you on the webinar. They can show you where they are. We're going to have a training on Saturday morning again, you don't even have to be in the business to come and see our training. We're very much an open book company. So if you want to come on the webinar training Saturday morning, 10 o'clock till, sorry, 9:30 till 11:15, you're more than welcome to do that. But the only thing left for me to say, guys, is welcome to Reliv International. Take care and good night.